Hey guys, welcome back to another Schmoedown reaction. You know why? Because now I'm ready. Um, what are we reacting to? Well, if you saw the summit, which you probably should because we got an interview with the new team champions, the Shirewolves, plug, right here on this channel, you would see that hypothetically that match didn't happen. Mark Harley's not playing Andrew Got that, and Arloff wouldn't do that to me. It was a total hypothetical match. You can tell we're not reacting to a match. What we are reacting to is the Ultimate Schmoedown Anarchy Team Tournament Preview. And guys, be sure to write that name down because you never know when the title of this video could be a Schmoedown history question. They'll need the full title to win. Couldn't pass it up. Now, of course.
Perfect.
Now, of course. Yes, perfect. Thank you. Now, of course, I'm not reacting to video alone because if you guys remember the show, which obviously you don't, Throwback Thursday Trail Reactions, no one likes to watch me react to things by myself. So I have a really great panel. We have, of course, he is my cohort on the summit. Malcolm, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. This be interesting to see, and Harloff teaser. There might be some team changes here, so I mean, be interesting to see what happens.
I am so nervous because there was one team that I was so excited that formed, and if Harloff breaks my heart, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We also have Chris Clark. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. We all figured that this was going to be happening because, you know what, availability issues happen. I know we had to restructure things because of Rachel and Clark winning the championship. So I'm excited to see what's going on, what changes are happening. And Christian did say 2 competitors from the Anarchy are not going to be in the tournament anymore, probably due to availability, I would assume. So I'm hoping that we'll just see what it is, and whatever happens. It's just life. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, totally. Clark's VHS sum up of videos is probably my favorite thing on reaction. He's like, you know, there's probably gonna be some change up. You know, schedule things. It happens. It probably be cool. We also have one of our favorite guests on Take 3 videos, which is Sandy Robinson. How are you doing, buddy?
Aww. Matthew, I'm doing really good. I heard the grumbling from this guy down here, but I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back. I've missed a couple of weeks of Schmoedowns with you guys, and wow, has it ever been a couple of weeks? And I will give credit to where credit is due. If you guys haven't watched the match yet, too bad. William Bibiani being champion is a great thing. I think having somebody as versed in all forms of moviedom is awesome. Unlike Sam Levine. Sam Levine also a cinephile as well. Team tournament was fantastic. Team tournament was absolutely fantastic, or the team championship was absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening today. I mean, I have vested interest in what's going to happen in this in this Anarchy tournament, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to see what changes they may have had to pull up just to availability, or the changes into the tag team tournament, or team ramps. But I'm looking forward to this and can't wait to start watching.
Yeah, there were definitely, when they first did the video about the teams being announced, there were so many that I was really excited for. I'm interested to see who stays and who goes. And also, my favorite thing of reactions being recorded on Skype is the fact that we'll be like, this guy right here, and then when it comes out, it's like, somewhere that guy is over here. And, you know,
it's great.
It's beautiful.
It's already happened.
You know that he's going to get back at Atomic Nation by putting me somewhere way off in the corner there during editing, and I'll be pointing down to like the link to the Schmoedown rundown there.
It's even better because in the layout you're below me, Sandy, so you were pointing down, so it's great.
Guys, listen, there will be no links to the Schmoedown rundown. There are only going to be found links to the Schmoedown Reactor Summit that I host every Monday. You can find it. Episode uploaded yesterday with an interview with the new team champions, the Shirewolves. You can also see a man have a mental breakdown at a hypothetical match between 2 of his favorites. But, you know, it's not happening because here we are. We're reacting to preview because it's not happening.
Indeed.
Indeed, of course. Let's just... I don't even know how long this intro is, but hey, you know what? Take 3. We like to slow burn it. Because guess what? If you clicked on this video, that's a view for us anyway. We don't care how long it takes.
I mean, the video's only 18 minutes long, so let's watch this.
Let's just do it. Let's do an hour. Okay. So, Clark, you grew up in Philadelphia. How does that affect your Schmoedown watching?
I always need a cheesesteak. Let's rock this.
Start watching the video. We're gonna hit play in 5, 4,
3,
2, 1. It's just therapy time. Clark, you know what the thing is? And I'll probably bring it up in this video at some point, but there's a possibility there's going to be a reaction where you and me watching our two favorites play for that belt.
Anarchy team
the
tournament.
chances are in our favor.
And Christian Harloff,
really
the former champ.
There's only a 1 in 4 chance that it doesn't happen.
That's going to be the Anakin, Obi-Wan, ending of friendships reaction for sure.
Came up with a great idea that you did about switching it all up. It was brilliant.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
It was brilliant what you came up with.
Yes, it was all me.
Yeah, it was all you. And your idea of doing the Inner Geekdom tournament this year, absolutely stellar idea that you came up with.
The Inner Geekdom tournament went really well.
It went great. I'm glad you came up with it.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to be previewing the Ultimate Schmoedown.
I wonder how many times he's going to
Now, you guys are going to get the brackets that you have been waiting for, and you will submit these brackets in.
That's a good sport, though, about it. I'll give him that.
Tournament at gmail.com. Schmoedown tournament at gmail.com. You will submit your
yes, another year for me to not
win.
Little
prize. The first person who guesses correctly who will win the tournament. And man, we have a lot of crazy teams that were matched up in this bizarre tournament.
Yeah, I mean the sorting hat did some really weird stuff, and there's some old favorites. There's a lot of new players, some great new managers, and the pairings are really hilarious.
Ooh, they
all right, let's go over
That's
the left side of the bracket here. Here is the left side of the bracket, starting the whole tournament off on September 8th, which you guys can still get tickets to. You go to schmoedownlive.com at the El Portal Theater, 7 p.m. The first match of the tournament sees Marshall, that's right, Winston Marshall and Sassy Stacy Howard taking on
Winston is the one that is a little bit Stacy
champion, the outlaw John Roca, and his partner, the former two-time
I don't count her out of everything, but I mean Dan Murrow.
That's a heavy-hitting team right there. Roca and
if she brings back Kurt Russell,
was going to be in that live event. We didn't know who his partner was going to be.
For
and
Howard
for it
and Marshall.
John Roca, I mean, they're going to be forced to reckon with, I think.
I mean, you have to call them the favorites of the
on
tournament.
her matches. Comes on Kurt Russell again.
The pure, everything that they've done, the way that they play the game, the history, the titles that they've held, the fact that they're in the same faction. The real question is how Murrow is going to come back from that devastating loss against Andrew Ryan. Collision, but nonetheless, beautiful. Look out for Marshall and Howard because Stacey Howard has proven that she can.
I hated the match because Dan lost, but
my pick in that match, I'm going to go Roca and Murrow.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely the favorites. I think that Stacey Howard is not someone to second guess. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she and Marshall can do together.
All right, so you're picking Roca and Murrow.
KOs him.
You're not going to say anything as your commissioner?
Yeah, I'm going to try to stay as impartial as possible.
You're a real weasel. Now we're going to get to our next match in that bracket. That is a newcomer here, Rachel Silvestrini. That's right, Rachel Silvestrini is entering the league, and she will be paired with Devon Stewart from the Kingsmen. Devon Stewart from the Kingsmen, and they will be going up against your best friend, Mike Kalinowski and Chance Ellison. We mentioned Chance Ellison coming in here. Nobody knew who the hell this kid was, but once the Schmoedown community got a word that this kid was joining, and it was like the Messiah was coming.
Yeah, I mean, his reputation precedes himself, even though I did not know who he was when I pulled his name out of the hat. I think that Mike Kalinowski has shown an amazing growth as a player throughout this Inner Geekdom tournament.
True.
I think that Silvestrini is going to be a very interesting person to watch, showing up in her debut here in the team tournament. As far as Ellison's concerned, I really don't know what to expect from him, but everyone seems to be really impressed by what he can show. So I'm curious to see what it's going to be like under the lights.
Yeah, Chance Ellison was they had failed.
Are they no longer managed by Canada? Didn't see him
get to
mentioned.
Schmoedown, and Chance Ellison won every
No,
single
it doesn't seem like it.
families that there were.
Maybe that's
He's a
because Ken's
20-year-old kid.
competing now.
He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's one of
Be
those
happy
Arizona
about
kids,
that.
but how is he
I also
going to
didn't
work
see
here
Coy
with
in that
Kalinowski?
picture
We'll
with
find
Winston and
out.
Stacey.
But the other thing is with Silvestrini,
They might
she
have.
fills
They
in
might have
for
forgotten,
Leanne
or they.
Chandler, who was
They
supposed
might
to
have
be with Devon
not be
Stewart.
doing it.
There were a lot of switch-ups and a lot of
Oh, maybe
They
they're
might
doing the
not-
managers
maneuver
later.
here, but those are the teams.
Maybe
I'm
get
going to go with Kalinowski and Ellison because I think Silvestrini's brand new. It's always hard for me to bet on a rookie that I've never seen, and Devon Stewart's been good, not great.
That's fair. I would say Ellison is also a rookie in the actual Schmoedown itself, so I think it might be a little bit more even-keeled. But I think that Mike Kalinowski definitely is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. All right. So then we
shock the
drop
world,
down
folks.
here.
It's going to shock the world.
William the
I
Beast
am so
Bibiani,
excited for this
excuse
team.
me, the movie
I'm calling
trivia
it. It's too
Schmoedown
cheesy.
champion of the world. William the Beast Bibiani teams up with his former
Too
horseman,
cheesy.
Mighty Matt
That's
Nost,
great.
and they had not been getting
Oh
along
my
towards
God,
the end
me
of
and
that run, so
Clark
that's going
on
to be
this
interesting. And
reaction,
now
it's
another
gonna be-
switch up here. Ethan Irwin, who was supposed to
this
be
is
with
a
Janine
switch
the
up?
Machine, is now
Yep.
going to be with Sabina
Oh.
Graves.
Oh.
Thad, why the switch up
No
with Irwin?
offense to
Well,
me.
unfortunately, Ethan
I
Irwin
really
had some
like to
scheduling
see
problems,
Irwin
and
and
the
Janine
day
on
that
the
we had
team.
scheduled this match between these four players, he could not be here in any way,
Imagine
shape, or
if
form.
Bibiani
And
and
we looked
Ghost
through as
went
many
up against Merle
we
and
looked through as many
Roca
options as we
for the
possibly could,
championship.
and we realized that the only way to keep him in the tournament was to repair him. So we've
At least
we
he's
put him
in the
together with
tournament
Graves.
now.
I think that the two of
I
them
think they could
should be a
win.
formidable team, but they're going up against the champion.
They're going up against the champion and the former team champion in Matt Nost. Matt Nost is a veteran of this game,
Dude, he's
one of a Hall of
great
Fame team
on
player
top
for
10.
sure. And William
Like,
Bibiani
I think
having a
him
hell
and
of a year.
Bibbs are gonna
Clearly,
be
the comeback player of
really
the year.
excited.
He was the MVP
Like,
in the
I think
free-for-all.
their
He beat
strengths
Jeff Snyder,
complement each
and
other
he
really
beats
well.
Mark Andreyko to
Yeah.
become the champion.
No,
I mean,
it doesn't
Speed
get
is
it
a
now.
really good
All right,
player.
now you drop
Yeah,
down and you got
she-
Mark
it's
Riley,
gonna-
who's got
that's gonna be a
coming up here
great
very soon
matchup.
against Andrew Guy, and we found it again from Mike Kalinowski that Mark Riley, with 2 victories, finds himself in a potential title match here. But now he is paired up with Ben, the Boss Bateman, and their
At least
manager
that team is
Tom
still-
Dagnino.
Mike,
that
thank
alone is an
God.
interesting combination.
Okay,
They're
so
up
wait.
against
Manager.
So they are doing
Zipper.
managers.
That's right, Eric Zipper and
Well,
Haley.
maybe they're not
Emma is no
mentioning-
longer a
Having
manager
great,
of.
very strong seasons
Well,
here
it
as
could be
rookies.
they're just
Haley
mentioning
Fauci's
managers
2-0
that
in her
are
Schmoedown
super
team,
like Tom
career so
Dagnino
far,
managing
and
someone.
Zipper got
I
himself to
know,
a number 1
but I
contender
feel
match,
like-
did
we'll see.
pretty well in the Intergeek
We'll see.
tournament, did
Yeah,
well
it
in
looks
the
like
We'll see
first
when the
all
round.
tournament
managers.
I
starts.
just don't know if they're going to be able to
We'll see when the
compete with
tournament
2
begins.
superstars like Riley and Bateman.
I think the biggest question with Riley and Bateman is, can they work together? Can Bateman put aside the ego
Dude.
that he's known for
Oh,
in
man,
team
this
action to
reaction's
actually
gonna
work
be
with a
sweet.
horseman in Mark Riley? Mark has been out of the game for a bit. They're
You
gonna be
shut
back
up,
together
Tab.
for the first time.
Mark has
I'm
not been out of
sure
the game.
if they
The
can
game
play
has been
nice,
out of him.
but hopefully they can, and if they can, it's going to be hard.
I
to
should
do.
really
It's
start
gonna be hard,
Mark
especially with the
Riley.
wild card of
Matt
Dagnino.
Nost.
Dagnino hasn't had. When
Cal.
Dagnino came on as a manager, he was on fire. He won 2 years in a row as manager of the year, and
Yeah.
he's been
It's gonna be good to see
disastrous
Tom back.
the last
Dude,
6-7 months. He
yes.
hasn't, every person he picked up, every team he had just lost. So he's got to get a team going, and this could be an interesting team. I'm going to take Riley and Bateman and jumping back to the Bibiani, Nost, and Irwin and Graves. I'm going with the upset. I'm going with Irwin and Graves over Bibiani and Nost in that match.
That's an interesting
Wow.
call. I mean, my biggest excitement about that match is that we
Hot
need to set
take
3
right
chairs
there.
up because Will.
All
will
right,
not
break
sit
my
in a
heart.
chair.
Not
Christian,
anymore. Well,
whatever.
why would you
Okay.
after the success he's having?
He's
All
dead
right,
to
other
me.
side of the bracket, you've got the Snyder, Jeff
This
Snyder,
team-
and Mark
This team
Andreyko,
is-
his
Oh,
former
man.
Lions Den stablemate, who are then going up against Scott Mance and Sean Gerber. Sean Gerber, who has really learned this game, wondering, and he's become
Oh,
a guy
man, I
who's very
love Mance,
enthusiastic
but
about the game with Scott
Andreyko and
Mance,
Jeff
who
are gonna
hit or
win.
miss, could play the game of his life, and you have a match against Bateman, or he could have a match like Hal Rudnick. You don't know the kind of match. He was that close to winning a team championship, so he's a solid player. But Snyder, former team champion, and Draco, an actor's name away from being the movie trivia Schmoedown champion, having a hell of a year. This is a solid team, especially with Roxy Stryer as their manager.
Yeah, absolutely agree, Christian. I think Mance is coming off that stunning defeat against Ben Bateman. He lost his own.
Did you guys
wheel
see that
slice.
new beautiful
I think
release date wheel
he's got a
slice?
lot to prove. But then you've got
Wonderful.
Snyder and Andreyko, and again, it comes
So
to
Roxy
can they
is
work
now their
together as a team?
manager.
I hope they can.
She was
I hope
always their
Snyder
manager.
Can put
okay.
aside the Patriots' bravado.
Yeah,
to
again,
work
I
with,
think they're
his
just only
former-
mentioning
his former
managers
teammate
that it's
and
like, you know, Tom
his
coming
former
back to be a
stablemate.
manager, and
Excuse
like
me,
I
his former
think that's.
stablemate, Mark Andreyko.
I think all the
But,
people who had managers still have managers.
Scott Mance is really gunning for that win.
Yeah, he really wants it. I mean, he needs some revenge against Snyder, and then it's just a matter of how Andreyko and Snyder
would make
are
sense
gonna
if
go. But I do
if
think that
Emma's
they're going to
not
get
the
together.
manager,
These
though,
are two
because
of the best
of the
players.
Shire
Snyder,
Wolves
who's
winning.
lost 3 matches in a row and
Yeah.
looked terrible against Bibiani. He needs a win, and he
Yeah,
lost
he was
obviously that last match against the
embarrassing against
above the
Bibiani.
line at Collision. He needs a win here. I am going to go with Snyder and Andreyko. I think that they are going to work together pretty well. I think that they're both
I
very
think they're gonna
knowledgeable,
be
and I don't think Mance and
really
Gerber
good.
will be able to keep up. All right, now this is where we get tricky here. Alonso Duralde and Matt Ashley
like
are,
that team
I
up.
think, a team that
I like that
people
team
are
up.
sleeping on.
Bet
These
you
are
Matt
two-
is out.
they worked on What the Flick together.
Is it
Duralde
just-
hasn't played in about a
No.
year and a half. Matt Ashley was a sudden death question away from being team champion. I think is a solid
Oh,
team.
thank God.
Now,
They're salty.
here's the tricky thing. Janine the Machine was going to be playing with Ethan. We find out that Ethan couldn't, so she needed to get matched up. She took the spot of Rachel Cushing, and Andrew Guy was supposed to be her partner.
Right.
But we've got some breaking news here, Thad.
Well, yeah, Andrew Guy came to me and he said he was so upset that Rachel was no longer going to be his teammate because the Shire Wolves won the team championship, and are the current team, the current team champions. He said that he would not work for Jay Washington.
Wow.
He did not want to deal with him. Their personalities just were oil
Yeah, that
and
wouldn't be
water.
good.
He didn't want a new teammate. He just stepped away altogether and decided he was not going to compete in this tournament at all.
Andrew
what
Guy
I
is
figured.
not going to be in the tournament, but
What?
he's got a match against Mark Riley that puts him in tight
Wait, I'm
contention
sorry.
because,
What's
like
that?
Mike Kalinowski
My
said,
video
it's
cut
a
off there.
two-victory thing.
I just
Whoever
heard that
wins
Andrew
there,
Guy's not
you've
competing in the
got
tournament.
John
That
Roca
sucks.
and Ben Bateman.
I wonder when we're ever
going
going
to
to see him compete in the Schmoedown for the rest of the season.
Hopefully.
Single
I
the
mean,
winner of Mark Riley
he's
and
a
Andrew
busy guy,
Guy,
hopefully.
and the
I
winner of
love
that
Andrew
will get
so
a
much.
shot at William the
He's
Beast
great.
Bibiani. So
What?
Guy is now focusing just on the singles. He will not be in the team
Ooh.
tournament. Breaking news here, and now enter Brian Walton. Brian Walton, formerly of Nerdist, is entering,
Okay.
Oh,
is entering
Nerdist.
this tournament
Okay, that
here,
guy.
and now you've got Janine the Machine Walton with
That's
Jay
guy.
Washington managing. And the other breaking news here is that you, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know Jay Washington was very excited to manage Ethan Irwin. You're letting him take both the team of Ethan Irwin and Graves and Machine and Walton. Jay Washington
that's
managing 2 teams.
Yes, he
Interesting.
came to me and said with
That could
with
be
the Machine
dangerous.
all by herself without Rachel Cushing as her partner, and then losing Andrew Guy, he came to me and said he wanted to manage
That's-
Janine and
that's
whomever her
interesting.
partner ended up being. I told them it was going to be Brian Walton, and then they decided that yes, he would split his time and manage both
Wow.
teams.
All right, so there you go. So you got Machine and Walton against Duralde, and actually, Walton's got to be a really, really incredible rookie here to come in the tournament and
Alonzo
win. I
and
think
Matt
Machine
are
has showed
really
that
good.
she is a force to
Dude,
be reckoned
yeah.
with, but Duralde and Ashley needs to be
really,
just
I
a
know
little
Gabe
too
is
strong, so I'm
excited
going
about this
Duralde
team,
and
but I'm
Ashley on
also
that one. This next,
I'm excited
this next
about
bracket here.
this team up as well. Oh,
JTE.
this one is.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
JTE
and
Lon
this
Harris,
is gonna be a good. This is gonna be a
who
funny.
I already
team.
got their team name, which they're going to apparently be called the Evil Geniuses,
That's
which I think is
Evil
perfect.
geniuses?
And
That's
JTE, former
perfect.
team champion, going with the Professor Lon Harris, who
Dude, I'm
Who are
just
they
waiting
going
for
up
the
against?
first round with the
Ethan
spelling.
A match against
That's
Cody
what
Hall
I'm waiting for.
that was also equally impressive.
Oh, I
And
love that. That's
JTE,
one of my favorite
who
matches
has
of the
coming
year.
off of 2 straight losses in teams.
Well, I'm sorry, which match?
This is an interesting
Hall
match to
versus
me,
Lon
and they're going to
Harris.
be going up
Oh,
against
yeah.
the Wildberries. So what do you just need to
Yeah.
They're going
Oh,
against
they-
the
They
Wild.
were the only team
Oh,
that
dude.
didn't get broken up by this
Dude, Wildberries win.
randomization.
Oh my
In true Makuga fashion, it just
Luck of the draw.
luck happened, and Makuga and Elliot are back together, and they're managed by Ricky Hayberg,
Right.
which is
That's
really
gonna
interesting
be
because the last time we saw
weird.
Ricky and Elliot together, they split up.
In that post interview,
Because they were a
Yep.
team at one
Where's
point,
Ricky
and so
been?
that should be interesting.
The
But
band
whether or not
Nicole.
any of them care enough to hold any bad blood, I'm not sure.
And we're going to see what the Wildberries are more interested in, drinking or winning the tournament. We're going to find out. But Lon Harris
I
and
have an
JT are
idea.
going to be tough. I got to go with Harris and JTE. I mean, the question of how they're going to get along together, I don't know. But Harris and JTE to me seem like a very dangerous team. Last bracket here, or excuse me, the last bracket we have McWeeny who now will be teamed up with
that's
Brianne Chandler.
interesting.
Now that we know that the Shire Wolves are the champions, they have the titles, and Brianne Chandler, who put up a valiant effort but didn't get it done there in the title match, she is now going to be paired with the Godfather, the former team champion, and they will be going up against Whitney, Seibold, and Hewick. That's right. Hewick, who you know is the movie geek, is coming in here, and he is going to, hopefully, we have a lot of rookies in this tournament.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that the new star could form. I don't know with this one. I'm going to go with the upset here to me. I think McWeeny and Chandler are a very solid team. I think that they could be really good. Both have played in title matches, obviously, before. But I'm going to go with the new team of Seibold and the Movie Geek.
I think that's a very interesting choice. I mean, they're managed by Johnny LaQuasto, who has a bit of a chip on his shoulder after the collision. But I think that the two of them are going to be a force to be reckoned with because Hoyk knows his stuff. I mean, I used to watch him as the movie geek years ago, and he is incredible with his knowledge.
I'm going to give you my picks here. Roca and Merle, I'm going to take them over Marshall and Howard. I'm going to take Kalinowski and Ellison over Silvestrini and Stewart.
You guys can find out all our
Bibiani and
predictions.
Nost, and I'm taking Riley and Bateman
The next
over
episode
Zipper
of
and
the summer.
Fouch. On the other side of the bracket, I'm going Snyder and Andraco to match up against Duralde and Atchity, and I'm going with
And this is gonna be a
JTE
good
and Lon
tournament.
Harris to go up against Seibold and the movie Geek. Staying there, I will take
Chandler can
Lon
sort
Harris
of do what
and JTE over the movie
Sam
Geek
Levine
and
did and be
Seibold,
kind of the
and then I'm going to
mouthpiece
take
while
Snyder and
Drew just
Andraco to see a
settled
matchup
in.
between the former team champions, putting JTE
Brienne
and Harris.
has a
I'm
lot of
putting them in the
strengths
finals. I'm
that
gonna
a lot of
put
people in
JTE and
Schmoedown
Harris
don't
in
have.
the finals, and I think
That could
we're
be
going to
very
have Riley
useful
and Bateman
in a
taking out
tournament like
Irwin and
this.
Graves, and then I believe, call it crazy, I'm going to say I'm going to take Kalinowski and Ellison over Roca and Merle. And I'm going to take Kalinowski and Ellison over Roca and Merle. And I have then, we have Roca, Kalinowski and Ellison and Riley and Bateman. I'm taking Kalinowski and Ellison, putting them in the finals against JTE and Harris. And I got JTE and Lon Harris winning the belts.
Okay, you know
That
what?
is quite the bracket.
You know what?
That
This
is
is like
a crazy bracket
UPS
for a crazy
packages. A lot
tournament.
to
I'm curious
unpack
to
your
see
heart off.
if
I'm not
your
even
picks
gonna
are
start
correct
on
in
that.
any way, shape, or form because honestly, these matchups none of
You're
us have
welcome
seen
to your
before. So,
So
they're all
Coy,
new to
Ken,
us.
and
No
Rob
matter
are
how
still not
well
accounted
a player
for
has
managers.
done in the team's tournament
Emma.
or in the team's
I
division.
think they're still
over the
managers,
years.
especially
Yeah,
since
I would
they're
imagine
new
this
person
person
or
situation
playing
I
out
think
by
is
the
the
someone new.
is
They're up
Coy
against new
was the
factions and new
manager
teams.
of the live
Anything goes in this tournament because we don't know
I just think
what
they-
is going to happen under
you
those
know,
lights.
So
We'll
now
see.
it's up to you guys. Go ahead
Yeah.
and fill out the bracket. That's right. Fill out the bracket. Get it done. Winner, the first person to pick the right bracket, the first person to submit it. We'll look at the time you submitted it, and if you get it correct, you will get a prize sent to you if you can get it right. Now,
Blu-ray.
also remember this. The last
Got
time
a
that
lot.
we're doing this year,
I don't
maybe
know.
for a little bit here, is going down, and it is the launch of the Schmoedown Team Anarchy. That's right. John Roca and Dan Merle going up against Stacy
gonna be
Howard
something.
and Winston Marshall. September
I think
8th,
it's a- I
7
think it's a-
p.m. at
I
the
think
El
it's a
Portal
KO.
Theater. Get your tickets at
Which-
schmoedownlive.com. The main
The
event
first match,
for the Inner
I think
Geek Team
Roca and
Championship of the
Merle
World.
KO.
The champion.
I think
Jason
Merle's mad.
Justice Inman defends the championship against the challenger.
She's
and the
just
winner
gonna
of the
put,
Inner Geek
like,
Team
an
tournament,
Andrew
the
Guy
amazing
mask on
Mara Kanopic, who now stands
Stacy
at an
and
impressive 4-0,
Winston.
first Inner Geekdom challenger to ever be 4-0 going into a championship match. For Thad Williams, the commissioner, I'm Christian Harloff, and we will see you guys this Friday when not only Roca and Bateman play, we have our first patron ever to play in a match against Rosie Knight. That's right, Matt Cruz makes his debut on Friday. Thank you guys. Join the Patreon today, patreon.com/Schmoedown. That's him. I'm me. See you next time.
Hey, me and Harloff had videos pretty much the same way, which is, oh yeah, we video.
Yep,
So,
Cruz before,
yeah.
but he's never been part of any of the online trivia communities.
So I think an interesting thing to do here is we're not going to break down all the brackets and stuff like that because we're probably going to do it on the summit. So I think this video is just what's the one team you're most excited about? And for me and Clark have given us a challenge. We can't go with the obvious answers.
All right,
So
so
I'm
who do you
gonna
want to
go-
go for first?
I'll go first, and I'll say the one that Clark is not allowed to pick, which is Bibiani and Matt Nose. I think Bibiani and Matt Nose could be a really dangerous team. I think a lot of people sleep on Matt Nost when it comes to his skills. I think he has a lot of strengths that Bibiani doesn't. Like, I don't think Bibiani has a lot of the sports and, stuff like that Nost, and animation, like stuff that Nost has been shown to be very strong in. And that's very important in a team, and I think they could go pretty darn far. I'll take it to Sandy. What's the one team you're most excited to see in this tournament?
All right, so my two all-time favorite competitors in the Schmoedown are John Roca and Dan Merle.
So you lucked out.
But here's the thing. I've said it since I found out the news that Chance was going to be part of the Schmoedown, and when he was teamed up with Mike, I went right off the bat. I said, well, Mike is going to be the most thankful person in the world to have Chance on his team, because Chance is absolutely ridiculous. He's just such an encyclopedia of knowledge. But here's what I'm going to say. The lights matter, and I know that the lights matter. Chance has been in some big games and done some big stuff. If Mike can use his experience to get Chance to calm down and react to the lights properly, I don't know if that team can be stopped, because Kalinowski was a couple of questions away from moving into the finals of the Ultimate Schmoedown last year. Like, he's a really, really good player. As much as I hate being called a sheep, that's his gimmick, and I get it. But I don't know if I can go. I don't know if I can vote. I don't know if I can vote against Merle and. So my bracket's probably going to look differently what I said, but if I'm going to pick a team, sight unsaid, not having seen a match yet, I'm going to go Roca Merle to win the whole thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a head versus heart moment here. I haven't seen Chance play in any of the matches. I've spoken with him. He said some things about how easily he could do a podcast episode on how bad Kurt Russell is, so I may not be rooting for him because, it will break you, boy. But so I'll we'll see how the lights and how Kalinowski and his whole thing affects that team up. Clark, can't go with the obvious. Don't even. So which team are you gonna? Which team are you most excited for?
Probably What the Flick, which is Alonzo Duralde and Matt Atchity. I think that they have a huge opportunity that they could probably make it close, maybe second place to either Whitney and Bibbs' team. But yeah, and also Chance's team is going to be promising, but if Chance goes up against Whitney, I'm not going to root for him. I'm not going to root for Bibbs. I'm not going to root for him either if he goes.
You heard it here first, folks. If Bibiani plays Whitney, if Whitney plays Chance, Clark will not be rooting for Whitney.
What?
We will edit it that way. No. We will take his words completely out of context.
That's what I heard.
That's what
I heard.
All right, and we're going page 6 on this. But we have one source on this story, so we're gonna run with it. Okay, now what are you most excited about?
I mean, I'm actually interested to see who Chris would root for if it comes down to Whitney versus Bibbs.
I don't want to think about that right now.
You can see that that's like an absolute nightmare for
but anyway, the team that I'm most excited for is probably Brienne and Drew McGreedy. I mean, I see this as being similar to Above the Line, where they both complement each other, and like Brienne's got strengths and dance moves and all that. I think Drew might have something on that too, so they might be able to balance each other out when it comes to the strengths. So I mean, that could be a dangerous team right there.
Definitely. I think we are very lucky as Schmoedown fans right now, and we are all thankful for the Shepherd, Mike Kalinowski, for giving us this Anarchy tournament. Chance Ellison should be thankful of Mike Kalinowski for giving him the opportunity to play in the presence of greatness. I'm not wearing my corruption shirt, but you know what? I don't need a shirt to say what's on the heart. So, that's it for this reaction to the Anarchy tournament preview. I mean, guys, this is what I love about reactions to preview tournaments. We've had laughs, we had horrors at having to see some of our favorites go up together. We've mistaken words Clark said, jumbled them around, and we're definitely going to tweet Whitney Seibold about it. And you know what? At the end of the day, we all learned how really little in the universe we are because we are reacting to two guys just talking about people playing in movie trivia matches online. Because, you know, that's what we do. So, you know.
100%.
100%.
110%.
Look at that. Oh my god. This just in. Chris Clark, this video was not 110%, only 100%. You heard it here first. Let's go first to the Whitney Seibold hater, Chris Clark, the traitor, I believe.
So disappointing, Chris.
Where can the good people find you online?
You can find me giving Matt a middle finger on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisClark8788. Those numbers mean nothing. And every Saturday producing the Schmoedown Rundown. But this week, Friday night, Schmoedown Rundown 100 is live on the Collider Podcast Network on YouTube at 9 p.m. EST. So make sure to check that out.
Yep. And by the way, guys, he lies to you because he's told me those numbers do mean something.
What?
You have told me those numbers can be connected to something, liar.
I don't remember. They could be, if you think about it.
You told me they were like years of Meatloaf stuff. They were like albums or something.
It was 1987 is The Blind Before I Stopped tour. 1988 was the Lost Boys and Golden Girls tour. That if you think about it, yeah, but those actually... Don't that's looking deep into it. They don't correlate to anything. Not when I made that handle.
Please do. Go on, Clark. Go on.
Oh, yeah, Willy Wonka now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, pure imagination.
Malcolm.
This is a mess.
Yeah, imagination. Like, I'm imagining reactions without Clark and how they would probably be funnier. Nah, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Malcolm, where can the good people find you?
You can find me on Tape Free Productions, where I host my show Rankum. Next week we're doing top 10 acting performances in the Middle Earth franchise. And you can also find me competing in movie trivia all over the place. On Real By Movie Games and Multiplex, and on Twitter, Letterboxd and Stardust at Melkor.
And our guest, Sandy, where can the good people find you online?
I'll keep her nice and short and sweet here, guys. You can find me all over the internet. You can find me here at Take 3 doing reactions and other things like Late Night with Take 3. You can see me on Worldwide Movie Games in the singles and tag team divisions. You can see this coming Friday, although I might have to switch this around just because I don't want it to interfere with the live event. So, but this Friday at some point in time, it's going to be Full Metal Geek. We're running down to our last competitors right now, and we will get the tournament started up as soon as it is finished.
That's a good call, yeah.
Clark's like, that's a good call. You better not step on my show. People crush you.
I don't want him to get drowned out. We'll figure that out. Yeah.
No, it's not lie. I don't. Anyway, whatever.
So guys, please have production meeting
we'll talk
on my
about
reaction. Go on.
Facebook and Twitter. S Robinson 1799. That's it.
And as always, you guys can find me at Cairns_Matthew on Twitter, MattMovies611 on YouTube, and right here is the intermediate host of the summit, and pretty soon Second Look when it returns, when I get my ass in gear, I guess. I don't know. But this summit is where you can find me. Again, plug. We had a great interview with Rachel Cushing and Clark Wolf, the Shire Wolves, on yesterday's episode. So thank you guys, my panel, for being here. Thank you everyone for watching. Give this video a like, thumbs up, comment, share it around. Word of mouth helps. And until next time, take care.